We've been talking a lot about Giving Tuesday, which is today, and now we have an expert joining us to share ways how you can maximize the effectiveness of any donation you give. Mark Triplett with Triplett Westendorf Financial Group, thank you for joining us today on a such an important topic. You know, people have good intentions, they want to help out an organization. What advice do you have for people who are looking for a charity to donate to?
Well, thanks for having me today. So when you're looking for an organization to donate to, first of all, make sure that it's something you're passionate about, some cause that you're really passionate about, and then kind of review that charity online. Do some digging and see how much of your donations are actually going to end up in the hands or the cause that you're wanting to support. Then make sure that you keep your receipts when you make those donations, because you might be able to deduct some or all of those contributions that you make to that organization against your income taxes for the year. But beware of some of the scams out there as well. Just make sure that you know who you're donating to and where that money's going.
Love that, kind of putting your money where your heart is, so to speak. When it comes to tax incentives people should be aware of, for those who may have never done the whole process of donating and then get the tax incentive, what's your advice?
Well, with the implementation of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act back in 2017, it took effect in 2018, really, it raised the standard deduction. So fewer folks are actually filing itemized deductions. And so we'll often encourage somebody to do what we call bunching, or making large contributions in one year, so they're actually exceeding the standard deduction and getting some tax benefits for those donations that they make. So if you're planning on making routine annual donations, you might consider doing 2 years worth of contributions in 1 year, and that way you maybe exceed that standard deduction and get some tax benefits. Also, for our clients that are older, over 70 and a half, they can do what's called a qualified charitable distribution. We all know that IRAs and 401ks are IOUs to the IRS. They're forever taxed accounts. When you make a distribution, you pay income tax. But the one way around having to pay income tax on those IOUs to the IRS is to make direct contributions from your qualified account, like an IRA, to a charity organization that you want to support, and you avoid paying taxes on that. Most folks make the mistake of taking a distribution, they pay the taxes on it, and then they write a check to the organization. But if you make a direct contribution, it's called the qualified charitable distribution, you can avoid paying taxes, and the charity that you want to support gets the entire benefit. And the last is a donor-advised fund. Now, sometimes folks want to make contributions for tax incentive purposes that don't know who or which organizations they want to support today. They could actually make contributions to a donor-advised fund. That contribution then receives the tax benefits in the year you make that contribution, but you can actually decide who you want which organizations you want to support later on down the road. And this works great when you have highly appreciated assets, like maybe a stock that you bought 20 years ago and it's highly appreciated and you don't want to sell it because you don't want to have a long-term capital gain. You can actually offload the entire stock directly to that donor-advised fund and then later determine who you want to support with that contribution.
Incredible advice. Real quick before we go, any advice to folks? You've seen people get scammed when they've donated. Just really quick nugget of advice on how to recover if you get scammed.
Yeah, so first of all, to avoid getting scammed, check out those organizations you want to support. If you get solicited by telephone for somebody wanting you to support them, or maybe even some sort of credit card scam or something like that, if somebody's asking you to make a payment in return for something else and they're asking for personal information, personal identifiable information like social security numbers, debit card account information, hang up the phone, call 911, report it. And
Great
if you have been
advice.
scammed, let your financial organizations know right away.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. Happy Giving Tuesday to you.